Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into a seriously brilliant visual guide that maps out exactly how our daily diets connect directly to planetary health. Usually, when you try to map out the relationship between what's on your plate and what's happening to the Earth, the data can get messy and overwhelming, right? But today, we're looking at a true masterclass in information design. We're going to break down exactly how this mindful eating mind map was created, exploring the specific structural choices and the visual architecture that makes its complex message so incredibly clear and actionable. To see how it all comes together, we'll trace the map's creation through 6 distinct branches. First, the mindful eating hub. Second, core components of food. Third, the science on your plate. Fourth, dangers of nutrient deficiencies. Fifth, understanding food miles. And finally, making healthier daily choices. Let's jump right in. Number 1, the mindful eating hub, right at the absolute center of the map. Okay, so every great piece of visual architecture needs a strong anchor. The creator of this map deliberately designed the center hub with a vibrant globe resting right inside a bowl of healthy foods. It's such a smart, deliberate design choice. By putting human nutrition and planetary health in the exact same physical space right at the dead center, the map establishes its core philosophy. You simply cannot separate personal wellness from the Earth's well-being. Before the map even attempts to branch out into complex diets, chemical testing, or the logistics of food miles, the architecture literally forces us to acknowledge this dual foundation. Everything we are about to discuss radiates outward from this one unified source, setting a deeply interconnected tone for the whole thing. Number 2, core components of food. Branching off to the top left, notice how the map's architect didn't just lump all the nutrients together into one chaotic bucket. Instead, they strategically categorized them by their biological jobs to build this first major branch. So we've got energy-giving carbs and fats grouped together as our immediate fuel source. Then bodybuilding proteins form the structural repair crew, while vitamins and minerals get isolated as our protective shield. But here is the true brilliance of this specific layout. It explicitly elevates dietary fiber and water to the exact same foundational level as those big macros. Water and fiber aren't just afterthoughts here. Visually, they are presented as absolutely non-negotiable for proper growth and function. The flow of the map is communicating something profound. Before we can think globally about our environmental impact, we've got to master these essential biological building blocks. Number 3, the science on your plate, branching over to the top right. Here, the map creator brilliantly shifts the tone from dietary advice straight into empirical science. They structured this branch to prove that nutrients aren't just abstract ideas, they're tangible chemistry. It literally turns your kitchen into a science lab. The grid lays out an actionable step-by-step testing method to spot hidden nutrients. It's so cool because it moves you from passively receiving information to actively verifying it yourself. Suspect there's starch? Just apply a simple iodine solution, and you'll get a super visual blue-black result. And the design keeps things totally accessible. Testing for fats doesn't require a sterile lab. You literally just press the food on paper, and an oily patch gives you undeniable proof. For proteins, combining copper sulfate and caustic soda yields a clear violet reaction. By mapping out these observable facts, the creator is empowering us to take total ownership of exactly what's interacting on our plates. Number 4, dangers of nutrient deficiencies, branching down to the middle right. Structurally, this visual guide aggressively balances those positive building blocks we explored on the left side with the severe negative consequences over here on the right. The creator relies on a stark cause and effect design to make sure we grasp the absolute severity of a poor diet. There is zero ambiguity in this layout. Missing vitamin A? That directly causes night blindness, which means poor vision in the dark. Missing vitamin C leads straight to scurvy, presenting as bleeding gums. And a lack of iodine results in goiter, identifiable by a severe swelling in the neck. The architecture creates this undeniable visual tether between the protective vitamins we learned about earlier and these physical diseases. It proves, visually, that ignoring those core components will inevitably force your body to manifest these pretty awful symptoms. Number 5, understanding food miles, branching down to the bottom center. All right, this is where the happy planet half of our central hub really comes into focus. The map introduces this vital concept called food miles, which is the total farm-to-plate travel distance of our food. Now, the sheer genius of this map's creation is the physical placement of this concept. The creator specifically positioned Food Miles at the very foundation, literally anchoring the bottom of the entire infographic. It supports the whole structure because, think about it, a massive carbon footprint can basically negate all the benefits of a perfectly healthy diet. You could be eating the ideal balance of vitamins and bodybuilding proteins, but if those ingredients traveled thousands of miles on fuel-heavy cargo ships and trucks, the planetary health side of the equation just collapses. By urging us to choose local and fresh options to reduce this travel distance, the map illustrates a profound interconnectedness. Every single mile your food travels impacts the Earth. Number 6. Making healthier daily choices. Branching to the bottom left. Before delivering its final set of practical rules, the map's creator makes a really fascinating design choice. They ground this branch in ancient philosophy. It features the Sanskrit saying, Annene Jatani Jivansi, which beautifully translates to, food gives life to all living beings. Why pivot from the hard empirical chemistry of iodine tests and Food Miles to an ancient proverb? Well, it's because the creator is appealing to a deeper, far more holistic understanding of our diets. It forces us to pause and appreciate that we aren't just efficiently putting fuel into biological machines. We are participating in a fundamental cycle that sustains life itself. Human cultures have recognized this profound truth for thousands of years. This philosophical grounding makes sure that the daily habits we're about to look at aren't just viewed as tedious chores, but as acts of profound respect for life. Building directly on that respect for life-giving food, the final part of our map presents a stark, practical dichotomy for our daily habits. On one side, it strongly urges us to choose millets, these nutritional cereals like jawar and ragi, which naturally provide essential minerals. On the flip side of the comparison, the directive is refreshingly blunt. Avoid junk. Junk food causes obesity. The creator intentionally contrasts a hyper-traditional, ancient grain with modern, highly processed fast food to finalize the map's overall argument. This visual dichotomy is the culmination of the entire structural journey. By choosing the nutritional cereals, we're actively hitting the mineral requirements mapped out all the way back in the top left branch, while simultaneously dodging the modern dietary pitfalls that disrupt both human and planetary health. So it's clear this visual guide is way more than just a static image, right? It's a complete masterclass in structural design and a highly effective tool for real-world action. We've deconstructed exactly how this mind map was created, anchoring itself with a unified core of personal and planetary wellness, structurally balancing the empirical chemistry of nutrients against the harsh realities of physical deficiencies, and underpinning the whole thing with the geographical impact of Food Miles and ancient holistic wisdom. The entire architecture proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that everything on our plate is deeply interconnected with the world around us. So, based on the structural logic of the map we just explored, here is my question for you. How will you reduce your Food Miles and boost your protective nutrients in your very next meal? Think about it and make your next plate a truly mindful one. Thanks so much for exploring this explainer with me today.